So, hi everyone and welcome. I'm Aileen Lucero. I'm from EcoWaste Coalition and I'm one of the Green Action Week ambassadors supporting the Asia Pacific region. So, for today, we would like to thank you for all for joining us and welcome to this Green Action Week public information session. So whether you're completely new to Green Action Week or you're just thinking to be to take part again this year, this session is designed to introduce you to the campaign. What are you expecting with this year's campaign? How could we explore together this year's sharing community theme and show all of you the many ways your organizations from different parts of the country, the world, or community can get involved, So to help make this session as accessible as possible, we've enabled translated captions in the Zoom, it was presented earlier, on how to do it, but then you could choose both your preferred caption language and the language being spoken, and then we'll post simple instructions in the chat to show how you could turn this on. So there would be instructions, as this session is a global and the Green Action Week is a global campaign connecting people across many countries and languages. We are really hoping that these translated captions will help more and more people, understand each other, and also this session will be um, fully maximized and participated in by everyone. No? So before we begin, we we surely love to know where are you now. No? Would you so please introduce yourself in the chat by sharing your name, the organization, and the country you're joining from. We would like to hear from all of you so we could all be the voice in different parts of the world. No? So for the next 40 hours, we'll introduce Green Action Week and explore this year's sharing community theme and look at the different ways how everyone can get involved. And we will also get to know what are the campaign resources available, no? And how can each ambassadors can help, no? So feel free to post your questions in the chat as we go. And we'll also have at the end for questions in this section. So with that, I'll hand over to Sarah.
I'm Sara Nilsson from Swedish Society for Nature Conservation and I'm one of the Green Action Week coordinators. And I want to explain some more about what is Green Action Week to you. So Green Action Week is a global campaign, as Aileen already said, and that runs the first week of October, with organizations taking part in more than 30 countries. And actually, from the beginning, we started the global campaign started in 2010, and since then it's been organizations from more than 50 different countries involved. So as I said, I am Sara Nilsson. I am from Swedish Society for Nature Conservation, SSNC. And the campaign is coordinated by my organization, SSNC, and Consumers International. And with support from Mycelium Media Collab, who help coordinate and help communications and around the campaign and the community of practice. And the campaign is built around the idea of sustainable consumption. And that could sound like it's about buying less. And of course, it could be in some country or for some people, and not at least from the country where I come from, Sweden, but especially in global south, the bigger issue often isn't consumption, is and making the most of what you have. So instead of only asking, how do we consume less? We ask, how can we meet our needs by sharing, repairing, growing, learning, and caring together? And this brings us to the Green Action Week theme, sharing community. And sharing community, it is about recognizing that our greatest resources aren't always things that we buy. They're things that we already have. Things, it could be knowledge, it's skills, relationships, culture, time, creativity, nature, community, and when we share what we have, everyone benefits. Communities become more resilient, resources and things we need go further. People feel more connected, waste is reduced, and local solutions grow. It's sustainable for people and planet. And before we continue, we want to show a video before we get into more practical things. So let's take a few minutes to watch a short video that captures the spirit of the campaign. And again, we are so happy that you join us for this session.
Refuse, reduce, reuse,
circularidad,
waste management,
effective use,
Sustainable consumption. It's all this. It's values and actions we need for a better future.
Green Action Week is truly a unique campaign that helps raise awareness on sustainable consumption practices and some key environmental issues. It happens every year during the first week of October, and it brings together organizations, individuals, and communities around the world to discuss these topics. This campaign has a strong focus on social equity, on fair trade, on ethical production, and the fact that everybody benefits from sustainable practices. One of the key aspects of this campaign is that it has the sharing community topic. It really underscores that no one can achieve sustainability on their own, and that we really need to foster collaborative approaches for the health and the sustainability of people, but also of the planet.
A sharing community can take many forms, whether it is sharing knowledge, spaces, time, resources. It's about sharing ideas and creativity, everything that we need to create a better world for all.
In sharing community, there is no class. Everybody is learning from each other by sharing skills, knowledge, whatever they know, and helping each other.
Our community is growing. We have farmers, producers, researchers, kids. So we really have a beautiful, big community putting all over their intentions and energy to support what's going on with the forest, with the climate change, and all the things we can do.
We know in this moment that we are exceeding some breaking points in the world. I think it is important to change the way we see the needs we have, and the production systems have to decrease.
Leading a minimalistic life would lessen the burden on the natural resources.
Sustainable consumption means upholding justice, moving from self-interest to a mode of caring and sharing for our resources.
A sharing community has a ripple effect, creating a positive change in so many ways. It strengthens the roots of our communities like a sharing tree that grows stronger and stronger for every branch of support.
La solidarité,
propósito,
support,
communal,
bersinergi,
samarbete.
In Green Action Week, organizations around the world bring their own interpretation, their own culture, communities into the campaign. Through webinars and social platforms, we create spaces to share and learn from each other and inspire each other.
The more we are, the more we can reach out to people, to the industry and everyone. So if you really want to make a difference, it's the many drops that make the ocean.
Hello, everyone. It's so great to be here with you all. My name is Natalie. I'm part of Mycelia Media Collab, and We support Green Action Week with the communications and supporting the network and general engagements. And yeah, very exciting to kick off this new year and to invite more and more people to be part of this really beautiful campaign. It's such a campaign of joy and inspiration and hope as we face so many growing challenges in the world. Finding ways to meet those with positivity and love and sharing and caring is really key, and actually really counters a lot of the things that are happening. So we're going to talk about how to get involved now. And so there's lots of different ways that you can engage with Green Action Week, and it's about doing a campaign that connects back to today. I'm going to share some ideas here. So you saw some in the video already of some amazing campaigns that have taken place. So you can do an activity around sharing knowledge. So for example, community conversations, a knowledge exchange, peer-to-peer learning, film screenings. This organization last year did an amazing, beautiful puppet show. There's, like visits to gardens, general dialogues with communities. Then they can be sharing skills. So for example, repair cafes, mending workshops, demonstrations, composting workshops. And, they can be around any theme that really connects with what you're doing already. So I think that a key with Green Action Week is not to start something new and entirely different from what you're doing, but connect whatever you're already doing into this global campaign, so that it can get global reach and it can be celebrated globally with others who are also doing amazing things. And we can see far and wide how so many are doing incredible things, and share that knowledge. So if you're sharing a skill, share a skill around what you're already doing. So if you're in organic farming, it can be around teaching others to do composting or seed saving. Sharing resources. So for example, there can be a clothes or a tool or a book or seed swaps. Like SSNC often do clothes swaps, and there's a lot of organizations in Africa who are celebrating seed swaps at the moment, and it's a really beautiful exchange that working with what you already have and sharing that. And then there can also be things like lending libraries and sharing spaces. Very often spaces are used at a certain time, and if they then can be used at a different time by others, it's this amazing resource that the community has. Sharing time. So time is a gift that all of us have and also don't have a lot of, but by sharing our time and volunteering, mentoring others, doing something as a neighborhood and doing that community action together where everyone puts a little bit in, and then there's this massive thing that happens. And I always love that feeling of when you're working with others, how you feel like you're on a speed train because you do your bit, but then you go that much further. And I think that's the beauty of also sort of community action, and then community events as well. Sharing food. There's amazing work being done this year around food, and I think it's obviously our sustenance of life. And it's also very beautiful in Green Action Week because you see all the different cultures coming in and the different kinds of foods and different indigenous foods, and sharing food and community meals is really a way to bring people together. So it's a wonderful sharing activity because it's often at the heart of our language of care in many cultures. So it can also be around local markets and initiatives around saving surplus foods. On Friday, we've got a knowledge exchange, and one of our speakers is going to speak about an amazing initiative they're doing around surplus foods. So yeah, there's lots of great ideas around sharing foods. Intergenerational sharing, which is really key. We're losing a lot of knowledge, and it's really important to keep that alive, and it's such a gift. And also it's a real gift to keep those relationships alive between generations. So it can be around storytelling, mentoring, cultural exchange. And I think culture is really kept alive through intergenerational sharing. And mentorship is so important, to pass that wisdom on from elders to younger. And then also that energy that the youth come, and to share that with elders, and to bring that balance in of wisdom and energy. Sharing ecological care, so tree planting, community gardens, seed savings, cleanups, and a lot of these might overlap. There can be knowledge sharing in ecological care in this activity. There was a lot of beautiful knowledge being shared with youth. There's a cleanup on the beach being done here, and then there's these wonderful wicking containers for plant growing that were being created in this activity here in Indonesia. Sharing creativity. So creativity, I think it's at the heart of our existence. It's at the heart of also healing and building and play and life. And so there's, it can really be a beautiful thing to explore sharing creativity, and it can also bring in culture and knowledge sharing and skill sharing as well. So it can also really overlap in terms of how it integrates with other kinds of sharing and activities. So it can be around sharing art or music or dance, theatre, photography, crafts. There's a lot of beautiful upcycling workshops that are happening, and that's a really wonderful way of sharing creativity for sustainable consumption. So how to join Green Action Week? Okay, so first, you would plan a sharing community activity that connects with your existing work, and that would be around sustainable consumption. So just really, as Sarah was saying, the sharing leads to sustainable consumption, because if we share what we have, there's abundance for all. So you would plan your sharing community activity. We've just shared a whole bunch of examples. There's more examples on the website. Steph will share a link in the chat about ones that have happened and stories and current campaigns. Then you would host an activity in the first week of October. And all around the world, people are going to be hosting activities in the first week of October. And there's such a wide range of them, but they all come together around sharing, and it's so beautiful. Then share about your activity and your stories with the global community. Remember to tag hashtag Green Action Week 2026 and hashtag sharing community. And then you can tag at Green Action Week as well, so we can see what you're doing. And that way we can also find you easily, and it can connect all the amazing work together. And also, once you've decided on what you're going to be doing, please do email us and tell us about your activity at info@greenactionweek.org. And you can find out more information on the website. So another way of staying connected is by being part of the sharing community. So Green Action Week is the first week of October, and that's where we all hold our campaigns. As Mycelium, we'll also be holding one this year. But all year round, there's sharing community activities. This is actually a growing community. And so, yes, it started off with a week, but it's become a community, and we connect all year round. And on Friday, we've got a knowledge exchange around sustainable technologies for community resilience. So we've got speakers from within the community who will be speaking then. We've got youth webinars. So on the 12th of August, we have our next youth-led webinar, which is from Self to Systems. And again, there will be youth speakers from the community. And then on the, I can't see it, but I think it's the 18th of September, there's another knowledge exchange, which is from Runway to Rubbish. And that talks about the fast fashion around sustainable consumption there. Okay, so I just want to talk through the website. So there's lots of resources available. And if you go to Green Action Week /resources over here, you will see some of the many resources that we have. So here we've got a starter pack, which if you open there, you'll be able to read more about what we've just shared now, about how to hold an activity. for Green Action Week. If you want to get deeper and you want to create more impact with your activity and turn it into a larger campaign, there's an activity planning guide here, which can help you plan your activity and help you think about it even deeper. Then we've got social posts. So there's some that are already pre-made. And if you open up there, you'll find some pre-made social posts. Sorry, my Google Drive's a little slow at the moment. And they are in Spanish, Portuguese, French, and English. And then there's also a wallpaper as well. So if you're doing a campaign, stick that up on your social media as a wallpaper. There's also ready to go social posts here. If you want to create your own social posts, there's a template here. It's a Canva template. So you just kind of open that and it'll lead you into Canva and you can create your own, and it tells you here how to create your own template. So you just literally drag your images in there, you change your text, you can pop your logo there, and then you can have your own Green Action Week styled social media posts ready to go. There's also guidelines on the logo, how to use the logo, how to use the identity, some write-ups about Green Action Week, SSNC and CI. We have two logos. So we have one which is Green Action Week 2026, and that's great for anything that's going to be online, and it's really showing about this year's campaign. There's also one without a date, so that if you are printing anything, then you could use that one. So in future years. And then there's some more guides on doing a film sharing, hosting a clothes swap, and an exhibition. We've created some artworks previously that go on there. Sorry, I'm now losing my voice. Right, and then you will find the Community of Practice page under Community of Practice. And here has more information about the knowledge exchanges that I mentioned and the Youth Voices webinars as well. So there's more information there, and then you can watch your previous exchanges there. And there's lots of other information on the website. Under the hub, there's stories, there's the visions, which are the beautiful artworks that were created previously, the stories and the videos of all the campaigns, or not of all, there's been many, of many campaigns that have been run. We also have an anthology series that really unpacks both sustainable consumption and then the other one around sharing community, and it explores the campaigns and how they speak to that. So those are the many resources that we have. And now I want to speak about our ambassadors. So we have some incredible ambassadors this year. They have been with Green Action Week for many years, and they've really been flying the flag and doing amazing campaigns. And yeah, and they just bring so much love and energy and support to the space. So there is on the website, there is a page that introduces the ambassadors and sort of shows who's from different regions. We've got ones from all around the world. So if you do want to reach out to the ambassador in your region, you can find them online and you can reach out to them. And so I'm going to hand over to Rinki Sharma from Consumer Voice in India, and she is going to share a little bit with us.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rinki. Thank you, Natalie, for handing over to me. Always a pleasure to see you and everyone around. I'm from I'm working with Consumer Voice from last, it has been more than 13 years now, and I'm associated with Green Action Week campaign from more than 10 years. And it was it's a kind of a journey I can't describe in words, but it's always give me a lot of positive vibes when I talk about the Green Action Week campaigns across the world. I take care of projects at Consumer Voice, and Green Action Week campaign is one of the most favorite campaigns for me. I can offer the kind of expertise in content and social media. So if anyone is interested in how to present the work on social media, I'm here to support in all ways. And also, I'm very passionate about working with different communities. So if you have any, you're facing any constraint, how to approach a community, how to have them on your side, please feel free to approach me. I can help in establishing the communication channels with the communities. Obviously, the context and the culture would be different because here in India, it is going to be entirely different. But for those who are working in India, can approach me directly. I will be available, and across the world also, if I can be of any help in creating a content using social media strategies, uh, please feel free to connect with me. I will be more than happy to help you around. And the one advice I would like to give to all the campaigners who are joining as a new campaigner here, that keep doing and keep working. There will be problems, but I believe that with passion and with compassion, we can overcome with the all the difficulties. And it's a very interesting campaign. You will love it. You will fall in love, as I'm already in love with the Green Action Week campaign. Thank you.
Thank you, Rinki. So great to have you in our community. Rinki always brings so much passion to the space and just yeah, and energy and willingness, which is such a beautiful thing. Okay, so we are going to do a little Mentimeter. Steph's going to just share a link in the chat. And so the question today is, what activity would you like to do for Green Action 2026? So if you want to, we've given you a bunch of ideas today. I mean, you might need to think about it still, but just blast off with any ideas that come to mind, like a seed swap. Wonderful. Yes, seed swaps are such beautiful activities to hold because seeds are this amazing gift that just keep on coming as long as the plants are being cared for and nurtured, and even not, they're just this gift that keeps cycling. And if we share, yeah, it doesn't take away from anyone, it only gives. Storytelling circles. Yeah, there's so much knowledge and enthusiasm and ideas that can be shared with storytelling circles. A food swap challenge. I think that's quite interesting, especially as different cultures have different kinds of foods, but also amongst us, the sharing of foods. A youth activity. It's really important to be bringing the youth into these spaces. I mean, they are the ones that are going to be flying the flag going forward. And I think it's over the last couple of years, we've been bringing youth more into Green Action Week, and it's been just wonderful and so inspiring. Clothes swap and repair. Yeah, I've been getting really into slow stitching and how clothes that could be seen as old and throwaway can actually get new life and just become these amazing creations with repair. And also clothes swap. You know, sometimes people get tired of something or it doesn't fit anymore and it just takes space, but actually it could be a new gift for someone else. Reducing food waste is really big one. And I think this is also where food sharing and swapping and finding initiatives that actually find new ways for surplus food. And here again, it's been mentioned with food waste recycling. Indigenous storytelling, and I think this feels like it connects with the storytelling circles. And Indigenous storytelling is such an ancient practice, and there's so much that can be learned through it, and holding that knowledge and celebrating that knowledge. And the knowledge exchange between elders and youth. And I think that again connects with Indigenous storytelling of keeping that knowledge alive. And like I was saying earlier, exchanging that energy and knowledge between elder and youth, mentorship and the vibrance that youth can bring, those are both such key aspects. Okay, great. I'm gonna just, we got one more, making sustainable campaigns. I mean, that is the core of all of this, is yeah, sustainable consumption and how we can get there. And that does mean different things for different communities. And in a lot of the spaces that we are, it's about doing more with less, as opposed to having less. And climate change awareness. Climate change is such a thing we're all facing and isn't going to go away. So building climate change awareness is really key. Thank you everyone for bringing in your voices. I would like to, so what are the next steps? So the next steps is, so once you know what activity you'll be doing, email us at Green Action Week. So info@greenactionweek.org. Let us know what you'll be doing so we know, and we can also continue to celebrate with you. And then when you do run something, share it and tag us, as I mentioned. So at Green Action Week is our tag, and then the hashtags are hashtag Green Action Week 2026 and hashtag sharing community. And if you'd like to get in contact with one of the ambassadors directly, then you can just email us and let us know, or go into the website and see who the ambassadors are in your region. And there's a button there that'll sort of connect to us via email, and we'll share it on with them. So I want to open the floor to any questions that anyone may have, or any feedback or inputs, or any ideas. If you don't have any questions now, but they come up later, like I said, please feel free to email us and we'll get back to you. And there are, like I said, lots of resources on the website. So also take a gander around there and see what you can find. So if there's no questions or comments or anything like that, then I'm going to pass on to Aileen.
Thank you, Natalie, for that wonderful presentation of yours and some reminders on how they could plan their activities. So as we wrap up, I'd like to leave you with one final thought. So what keeps us, so many of us keep coming back to Green Action Week each year? Is it the scale of the campaign or the number of activities taking place around the world? No? So what we are coming back is the small moments that happen within our communities. Our neighbor teaching another neighbor a new skill, young people learning from elders, a meal shared, or a repaired item given a second life, or a simple idea that inspires others to action. That's what sharing community is all about. It's about recognizing the strengths that already exist around us and creating opportunities to share them to others. No? So Natalie mentioned earlier that there are lots of items that we could share. We could share our knowledge, our time, our skills, our resources, our food, no? our creatives. No? It's from what we could hold on to the creatives. No? So what's in our mind? We're already doing that. No? We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We are already doing the sharing community among ourselves. And that is important. No? Um, we hope today's session has inspired you to think about what your organization or community has to share and how you might bring that to life during the Green Action Week. I would like also to thank Rinky for sharing her expertise. Rinky is one of the ambassador, and she is also you could also email her if you want some help and assistance and support for your Green Action Week plans of action. So thank you so much everyone for joining us today. If you have any questions or if you'd like to support us in plan your activity, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us by email. You could also search the link that Natalie presented earlier with regards to the Green Action Week templates. No? That could help also. And we also love to hear what you're planning. So please let us know about your Green Action Week activity. And remember to register so it can become part of this year's global campaign. No? We are really looking forward and excited to seeing your ideas come to life and to be part of the Green Action Week with you this year. So we will be sharing voices and rippling the effects of this year's Green Action Week. So thank you and hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.